Hey guys, welcome to day 14 of the 30 days billionaire sales challenge. I'm super excited that you've come this far. 2 weeks already. Wow. Clap for yourself, right? And I hope you won the gift of the highest salesperson for week 2. I hope that person is watching this video, the winner. I hope you're not giving up. Just keep pushing. We're not done. It's 30 days to go. Tomorrow will be half of the days to go, but we have more. Today I want to share about video marketing. How do you market with videos? Particularly when it comes to real estate. I need to know that people buy based on what they see. And you have to master the art of painting what they need to buy to them. I've had to leverage on video marketing to sell properties over the years. And I want to start by saying you're not selling a product, you're selling you. A lot of us struggle with low self-esteem. I don't think my face is good enough. I don't think my teeth is white enough. I don't think, I think I'm too chubby or I'm too slim. Let go all of that. What people want to see is your sincerity and the depth of knowledge that you have about the sector. So when I started selling real estate, I'll go to our estate and I will start sharing stories. And that gives me number one way to sell using video: history. History of that particular property, history of that particular location, right? So Ikorodu was where I was selling, and I just needed to do research about Ikorodu. I needed to do research about the companies in Ikorodu. I needed to do research about the history of Ikorodu. I needed to even do research about the geographical, positioning of Ikorodu. To a point, I realized that by water, we could go by boat from where our estate was to VI. And so it was easy to have a dream where in future we want to have jetty in our estate in Ikorodu, and people can use their boat, if they have boats or normal commercial boats, to take people from that place to VI for those who work on the island. And by being able to do videos where I was breaking all of this down, people were interested in buying. Okay, so do videos, and you can go the route of history to do videos. Another approach when it comes to history is to show, the history of those. I'll give an example. Whenever I want to sell Abuja, I normally use the history. I've used the history of Transcorp before. There's a picture of Transcorp Hotel 1985 where it was just this a 10-12 story building in the midst of a forest. And I'll say, look, but these people have foresight. Today, look at the same Transcorp of 1985 and the Transcorp of 2004 and see how development caught up with. But those who own it had foresight to build something way, and we call it highest and best use. So history comparison is very powerful, but going the history route. Another way to sell property using video is data, right? You can just go, do you know this, do you know that, do you know this? So I did this a lot in Dubai, where I was just using data to explain to them and say, hey, do you know pre-2008, a 2-story in Dubai was going for this price. Right now, do you know the price? And guess what? In the next 5 years, what do you think the price was going to be? I also use the same company's product that they've launched maybe 5 years ago or 10 years ago and compare and say, look, they were selling this particular unit 5 years ago for this price. Today, it's going for this price. So do you know that if you then buy, see what's likely to happen? So give them, a lot of questions of do you know. Another very powerful way is called lifestyle video. And this is for you that big boys and big girls. You have a sport car, you have a Rolls Royce, you also live in a very posh high location. So imagine walking towards your car and then or driving and then telling a story. So I did 2 versions of this. I had one with my friend. He had a Bentley and lives in Dubai, and beautiful Bentley, with an open roof. And we're just driving on the street of Sheikh Zayed Road in Dubai, and then just recording ourselves and just say, hey, you see the lifestyle. This is it. This is the life. Invest in Dubai. Another version I do, I come out of my property, my house in Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world in Dubai, walking out, entering the Rolls Royce with my driver driving me away. And inside the Rolls Royce, I'm just giving them ideas about the lifestyle I live and how investing in real estate position me for that kind of lifestyle. So you can do lifestyle videos if you can afford it. That just, and that also really, really attracts and can help you big time in selling. Very important. The last one I want to talk about is actually information marketing. Can everybody type information marketing? I want all of you to type it. And in this particular case, you just turning yourself to a consultant. You just want to educate. You just want to mentor. You just want to share. This video now can be edu selling. Okay, where I'm educating you. What is my ultimate goal? Is to convince you to be able to sell property for our company. You see now? But the way I've been able to attract you to sell property for our company is to what? To train you. So the same thing, you're looking for customers to buy property from you. You then turn yourself to a consultant to say, hey, I'm going to teach you, for example, different types of land and their sizes. I'm going to teach you on different documentations. I'm going to teach you on how to, easily access properties. You can go different routes about it, but the information marketing route is a powerful, powerful way to sell real estate and make good money for yourself. So, this is my own favorite way. I've sold billions of dollars in real estate assets using information. I just go live, and I prefer live show with this more. I go live and I'm teaching 5 ways to build wealth through real estate, 5 things to know, 5 ways to make $1 million in real estate. Stories of Dangote real estate portfolio, stories of Okoya real estate investment. I just go all educating. And I realize over the years, it has helped a lot of people to want to build relationship, come close and work together to build something huge. So I hope you're going to try this. So assignment number 1 today, I want you to do one video under this videos type of, video marketing, and post in the group you belong to. And let's see what exactly you've been able to achieve, what exactly you're doing. And let's hope that you get it right the way we want you to do it. And don't forget, call 50 people every day. Send inbox messages, SMS to people. Tell them what you do. 2 P's you cannot afford to have: poverty and pride. Right? To be ashamed of what pays your bill is foolishness at the highest level. Foolishness at the highest level. To be ashamed of your hustle is foolishness at the highest level. You are a saleswoman, you're a salesman. You are doing a legitimate job. Be proud of it. And go ahead and tell people, do business with me. And be proud about it. Be proud about your hustle. Be bold about your hustle. Listen, I'm one of those who have made real estate something to be proud of. And I've done it even in the midst of so much doubt, so much disbelief, so much distrust when it comes to real estate. Okay, well, how do you shine if not in darkness? Your light shines brighter in a dark environment. So stop being ashamed of what you do, right? As long as it's a legitimate job. Yahoo boys are not ashamed. 419s are not ashamed. Why should you, doing a legal, legitimate business, be ashamed? Come on. Okay? Do that video. Bounce, dress well, pose like a billionaire that you are, and tell your customer you have the solution to their problem when it comes to real estate investment and building wealth. I love you. I hope you've enjoyed today. I'm Dr. Stephen Akintayo, the convener of the 30-day Billionaire Realtor Challenge. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Next is the profile video of Dr. Stephen Akintayo, the chairman of G-Text Holdings. Dr. Stephen Akintayo is a globally renowned investment coach, real estate mogul, and philanthropist of African descent. He is the chairman of G-Text Holdings, which operates across the US, UK, Dubai, and Nigeria, with multiple subsidiaries. He is also the founder of the Stephen Akintayo Foundation, SAF. He's a member of the Forbes Business Council and a recipient of several prestigious awards, including the Forbes Best of Africa Leading Investment Coach and Real Estate Mogul by Forbes Best of Africa Award, 2023. Dr. Akintayo spearheads a $200 million expansion project in the U.S., solidifying his impact in global real estate. His vision is to control 25,000 green and smart homes across 4 continents and have a real estate portfolio of $40 billion under management by 2035. Through the Stephen Akintayo Foundation, he aims to empower 1 million entrepreneurs by 2050, offering grants and mentorship to drive financial independence and sustainable development. An advocate for wealth creation education, he founded the Stephen Akintayo University. Robert Kiyosaki, John Maxwell, Brian Tracy, Grant Cardone, Ryan Serhat, Sam Adeyemi, Les Brown, Dan Locke, and Dr. Cosmas Maduka are among the many facilitators at Stephen Akintayo University and authored 45 books, including Billionaire Habits. They are available on Amazon or visit store.stephenakintayo.com. He hosts investment chat in a Rolls-Royce and other influential platforms, featuring global thought leaders. Despite humble beginnings in Maiduguri, Nigeria, Dr. Akintayo overcame adversity to build a multi-billion-dollar empire. He holds degrees in microbiology, strategic leadership, and real estate investment, and is a Harvard alumnus. Driven by social impact, he launched the Mercy Food Bank, aiming to feed 1 billion people by 2050. Dr. Akintayo loves adventures like travel, skydiving, scuba diving, hot air balloon experience, swimming and golfing, and many more adventures. He's married and blessed with children, and continues to inspire through his transformative vision, leadership, and philanthropy. To invite Dr. Stephen Akintayo for a speaking engagement, kindly visit www.stephenakintayo.com/booking or email ea@stephenakintayo.com. Next is a testimonial from one of our happy G-Text associate.
Good day, everyone. This is Favor Offer from G-Text and Associates. I joined G-Text Holdings 9th of October 2024 last year. So I joined as a telemarketer, and it wasn't easy for me because I'm just new into real estate. This industry is very, very new to me. So I had issues, first off, calling clients, the anxiety and all, but with the help and the words from my MDs, my upline managers, and the words from Dr. Stephen's teachings and trainings, it built my confidence and my belief in myself that I could close a deal. And it's been 3 months it's been 3 months, 3 months plus. I've been able to close 18 plots and also a G-Vest. Yes, and I must say thank you, Dr. Stephen Akintayo, for the ability, for the privilege to grow, and the ability your teachings have built in me. I really appreciate, and I thank God Almighty for the grace. And yes, I made those calls, I did the follow-up, and those fruitless inspections, but if you keep on doing it, you will discover that you will able to close a sale and expose yourself to the teachings of Dr. Stephen Akintayo and the cold calling. It was one message I sat with. You can also go back to the YouTube channel and listen to how he taught us how to make calls. Cold calling on YouTube by Dr. Stephen Akintayo really helped me a lot. I want to use the opportunity to invite interns, coppers, come in, this organization is a great organization to build your career. It's the best place if you are thinking of how to start up, how to build your career. GTEX Holdings is the best and the right place for you to start. I'm using this opportunity to call on interns. There is room for you. Corpers, there is room for you. Marketer, salesperson, there is room for you at GTEX Holdings. This is an organization you don't want to miss as you journey in building your career. Thank you so much, and I believe that when you come in, you will even make greater sales than I did. Bye. Thank you.
Next training for today.
Okay, so today we'll be talking about what you should know about land titles. The Nigerian 1978 Land Use Act entrusted all the urban lands to the governor of each state in Nigeria. So in essence, what this means is that all land is vested in the state government. So this means that irrespective of any land that you acquire, one way or the other, you will still have to get, some form of consent from the governor. So exactly. So what this means is that the state government owns all the land in Nigeria. So if you buy land today, it's not yours completely until you receive permission from the state government. And then the certificate that the state government gives you would prove that your land ownership is now yours. So this could be in form of your governor's consent. So for example, if you have you do a land transaction and you get a deed of assignment, you might still have to go and register that deed of assignment so that the governor is aware that title has changed hands. Ownership has passed from one person to the other. So this is what it means in essence. So today we'll be talking about land documents in Nigeria. First of all, what are land documents? Land titles, they are legal papers that say who owns a piece of property. So let's differentiate. We have land titles and we have land documents. These are, they can be confused, but they do not essentially mean the same thing. Land titles are the legal papers that say who owns a piece of property, while on the other hand, land documents are things like receipts, invoice, contract of sale, your survey, your deed of assignment, and the allocation you get after you buy land. So it is very important that you understand the type of land document that you receive after purchasing a land, because it also it also depends primarily on the type of land or the condition of the land you have purchased. So let's discuss land titles. First of all, we have our certificate of occupancy. This is like the most popular one. Everybody wants to ask. When you're selling, everybody asks you, your clients will ask, does the land have C of O? If it doesn't have C of O, that doesn't mean that the land is not genuine. That doesn't mean that the land is not, it cannot be sold. C of O is just an authorization of land from the state government. So before you get C of O, there are other documents that you must have or you should have before you get C of O that would also show genuineness of the land. Even if you want to get C of O, if you do not have all these other documents, you cannot obtain C of O. You do not have a deed of assignment. How would you get C of O? You do not have a valid purchase receipt to show that you actually purchased this land from somebody. All of those things before you now apply, say, I want C of O. Or you do not even have your governor's consent and you say, I want C of O. So all of this, they are processes to land titles. So C of O, popularly known as certificate of occupancy, is an authorized land document that the state government would issue to anyone, whether individual or organizations, to prove that they own ownership of the properties. So C of O is issued just once, and it is valid for 99 years, which is subject to renewal. So when, for example, I am a first settler or I am the first person to get the land, and register my title and get C of O. Now that C of O would be in my name for 99 years. If I sell, whatever remainder of years that I have used will now be transferred to the other person. Now, what the buyer needs to do is to now go and ratify that C of O. So you cannot get more than one C of O for a particular land. All you can do is to ratify it to show that I am now the new owner of what I'm transferring to you is 49 years. So after 49 years, it now means that you now have to go and renew it from the state government for another 99 years. So that's C of O. Secondly, we have excision. Excision, most of you might have heard of it. It's not so popular, but it's also a very important land document. What this means is that the government has approved that that land should be released to you. Maybe a land that is under global acquisition. Let me explain what global acquisition is. In land acquisition, we have two types. We have two types of acquisition. You have committed acquisition and global acquisition. Committed acquisition, this means that the government has a particular use for the land. That's why it is also very important that you do your land search before you purchase any land. So committed acquisition means that there is a specific purpose for that land. Perhaps the government wants to use that land for road. They want to use it for drainage. They want to use it for canals. They want to even use it to build an institution. So if you buy a land under committed acquisition, well, so sorry. But that's why you have to be sure, first of all, ensure that your prerequisite is, you fill in all the gaps, know the kind of land they are purchasing. Secondly, we have global acquisition. When a land is under global or non-committed acquisition, this means that, the land is free to be acquired by any person. And now when you buy a land under non-committed acquisition, you will now apply to the government for excision. You can use your excision. Excision can also come by way of gazette. When the government release that land to you, it will now be published that this particular piece of property has now been released to so person, and you now have your gazette. That is also one land document. Or you can now get your governor's consent, whichever way. That's what excision means. Secondly, we have governor's consent. Just like the name implies, governor's consent, it means that the governor has consented to that particular land transaction. The purpose of this document is to confirm that the state government is aware that this particular land transaction has happened. So this is you buying a land, getting your deed of assignment, and taking your deed of assignment to the land registry to register it. Say, I have bought my land from GTEC, so I want to register it so that the government is aware that that's what governor's consent. You can also use your governor's consent, like I said earlier, to apply for your certificate of occupancy, whichever way. Then we have gazette. Gazette is a legal record, describes in detail a piece of land that has been cut off. May have first settlers or customary landowners. And remember, I mentioned earlier that all lands are vested in the government. Even though the government recognizes these customary land users, most times they would now say, okay, yes, we are excising, we are releasing this land back to the family, so that whichever way they have the right to sell, they have the right to pass title to whoever wants to buy directly from them. So it can come in a way of a gazette, and then name of the community details. Sorry, it will just specify in details. And it's also good title. Okay, next we have deed of assignment. This is the most popular. You cannot buy any land without deed of assignment. Is the evidence that ownership of land has passed from one person to the other. So when you have a client and say, oh, does your land have C of O is not the ultimate. Do you have these basics? Are you getting a deed of assignment? I once had a client that said, oh, I purchased a land. I said, oh, what are the documents that you got? Said, I got a picture of the property. I got a sub. I said, did you get a deed? Did you get a contract of sale? Did you get any, receipt? He said, no, I did not get any of those. Then what can you use to prove that you actually bought this land? Nothing. So most times you have clients who are not aware. It is your duty as a realtor to educate them, to tell them that no, that is not the ultimate. What you need first of all is we are going to give you a receipt to show that money has passed from your hands to us. We are going to give you a deed of assignment to show that ownership is being transferred from us to you. We are going to give you a survey plan to describe where that property is, so that tomorrow you can go yourself and say, oh, I bought one land, I don't know where it is. Your survey will give you the exact coordinates of where your land is. These are important documents that you need to educate your client that they would receive, and the importance of having these documents. So a deed of assignment transfers ownership of landed property from one person to the other, and it is usually between the seller, known as the assignor, to the buyer, known as the assignee. The deed of assignment shows that both of them agreed to transfer ownership of land as stated in the contract. The deed of assignment is effective as stated in the deed, and is usually prepared by legal representative. Can be from the buyer or the seller. And it is important that your deed of assignment is franked. So your deed of assignment is duly prepared by a legal practitioner. Next, we have land purchase receipt. It is vital to receive a receipt for any item that you purchase, whether house, land, car, anything you purchase. It will be a can show anytime money passed from my hand, whoever I bought the property from. And it is very important that when you're buying from any company, whether an individual, whether a real estate firm, you get your receipt. At GTEx here, one of the first documents you would receive is your receipt, and then we'll process your deed of assignment and other documents as necessary. And it can be and also registered, and then that's what you have your registered survey. So your registered survey, wherever you take it to check, to show that this location is owned and occupied by owned and occupied by whoever is owner of the property. A survey plan also shows that the land is free from any government acquisition. So when you take a property, that is what you will first of all go and see whether that property is free from any government acquisition, whether it is committed or not. Then next we have our contract of sale. Contract it's just outline the terms and conditions parties involved in a purchase, so that it will show that they are bounded by this agreement, and it is also an important document. It's admissible in court. If we have an agreement to purchase land and we say, oh, I want to purchase land, I would pay you on this. We can execute a contract of sale, and at the end of the day, we'll now execute a deed of assignment. So it is also then we have right of occupancy. Right of occupancy and certificate of occupancy, they are quite synonymous. They're quite synonymous. In some states, you get the ROO, popularly known as ROO. You get an ROO. This means that, the government has also approved the release of that land to you. In Abuja, ROO is quite popular. Documentation to the government, just as your own also, and the government issue. Yeah. Now, can you hear me?
We can hear you now. The voice is going off and on.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, we have a deed of gift. Deed of gift, you may have heard of it, you may not have heard of it, but it transfers ownership. No consideration passed, no money passed, and then you'll be given a duly executed deed of gift to show that I am giving you this land. So deed of gift does not happen by word of mouth. If a person is gifting you a land, a deed of gift will be prepared. So it is a legal document that also shows that ownership of land has been transferred by way of gift. Then we have a deed of mortgage. A deed of mortgage is a document that shows that ownership of land has transferred from the mortgagor to the mortgagee. What this means is that perhaps I have a piece of land and I want to use that land to borrow money. I would pay a deed of mortgage to say if I can repay the mortgage, then ownership will be transferred back to me. If I cannot pay this debt within the period by this deed of mortgage, now have ownership of the property. So if the person is selling the land and has a deed of mortgage, that is also valid title. I got this land by way of mortgage. So the mortgage owner of the land, who is the mortgagor, can claim ownership of the land after the mortgagee has completed payment. So you can claim ownership back if you can complete payment. All I want is that the title of the land has passed to whoever owing money. I can't let you can land. Using the deed of mortgage as valid title. So before we conclude, I just did a brief difference between COO and ROO. Perhaps you might have clients who would say, oh, what's the difference between COO and ROO? You're selling me a land that has ROO. Why doesn't it have COO and all of that? So like I said earlier, ROO in some might be issued in some states. And you can also use ROO to process a COO, whichever way. Okay. I thought I saw some presentation. Okay, then C of O, it holds great significance. It's like the final title you can get for a document. It is issued by the government and affirms legal ownership of the property. And acquiring C of O, it's a very rigorous and expensive process. This is you applying to the government to say, I want a certificate, irrespective of all other considerations that has been furnished. And then you will now have a fee that the government will require that you pay to get your CO. Validity period that requires renewal. CO also has a validity period which is 99 years. Ownership rights and transparency. Out of all some cases, like the subject to certain terms and conditions, means that you have to regularize frequently. Unlike still has subjects of certain rules and taxes. That's why one of the possibilities that as ownership has transferred, the assignee will henceforth. Can you hear me? Keeps going up. That the assignee will henceforth pay certain rates and taxes to the government. So when ownership passes, the assignee will not have any obligation anymore to pay. Cannot pass. So certain rates and taxes will now be paid after ownership has passed. Okay, in conclusion, it is important that we understand and familiarize ourselves with necessary land documents in Nigeria so that you can know when someone is offering you a false title and know when you want to sell or when you want to buy. Thank you.
Next is today's product of the day. Kindly ensure to promote this across all your marketing platforms. Ensure it gets the visibility it deserves.